Ladies and gentlemen, g'day, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Economics, mate. Yes, this is me face. And we're going to go through some of the changes that they've made in Ultra Test 3. Now, for those of you who are wondering, yes, this is Ultra Test 3. This isn't a technical test or anything like that, like the previous videos that I've made. This is legitimately Ultra Test 3. Now, I have been given early access to this, because of course I'm CC, so all the CCs have been given early access. They can make early access content on Ultra Test 3. Now, I believe I've made a few videos prior to this. I've even streamed the Ultra Test 3 yesterday night, or early this morning if you want to be pedantic, because literally that's what it was. It was 12 a.m. my time. So yeah, I've spoken about all the changes, spoken about the crew perks that are now here. So if we go over here, you can have a look. There's the crew skills. They're now back, obviously, so that's one of the changes that were made. Commanders are no more in Blitz, in Reforged. Obviously, the tank sets they look a lot better now, so they look better. They look like tech trees. It's what we want. This is a good change. It's a positive change. It's what we want, so I'm all for that, for sure. Now, in terms of, so if we actually go back, to the main menu, this is of course, the garage. Okay, the garage. Now, notice how there's a T2020 on my screen. Now, you're probably wondering why the T2020 is obviously on the screen. It's a bit too sunny here. Bloody hell. And the reason for that is, if you have a look, it says T9. Now, obviously, as you know, the T2020 is a T8 Soviet premium or collector heavy tank. So why is it in Reforged that this tank is now a T9? Well, they've actually made some changes to some of the tanks. Not just tech tree tanks. Some of the premium and collector tanks, they have made some changes to it, and they've actually pushed them up a T. This is one of those tanks, the T2020. Now, there is the TS60 as well, which is the Tier 8 American tank destroyer. That's now moved into T9 as well. Now, I don't own that tank, so obviously you're not going to see it in the tank list, but it has actually moved up a T. It's now a T9 tank. Now, you're probably wondering, why did Wargaming do this? Well, the idea is that they wanted to rebalance them. They wanted to introduce these tanks into a different tier because they felt like they probably are more suited in a T9 battle than they are in a Tier 8 battle. Now, have these tanks been rebalanced? Have they been buffed in certain ways to obviously allow them to perform better or just as good at T9 as they did at Tier 8? And the answer to that question is no, not yet. Although, I haven't watched TKO's video, aka Guides Blitz. Now, Guides Blitz made a video. He's more well-versed on the topics. I mean, he has a website that literally is called Guides Blitz, and he goes through all this stuff. He has a lot more time than I do to go through all that stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have that time. I'm actually on my lunch break right now recording this video because that's how dedicated I am with my Blitz content. I'm making content every single day for you peeps right there, because I love you guys. But no, in all fairness, he really is very well versed in this sort of stuff, so he knows more than I do on what the changes are, despite the fact that Wargaming didn't really tell us that they were actually going to make these changes. We sort of just discovered them. Now, as I was saying, the T2020 is now a T9 tank. The TS60 is now a T9 tank destroyer. There's also, at T9, if you have a look here, let's go through, you may see a Skoda T27. So yes, the Skoda T27 is now a T9 medium tank. Now, you might be wondering, why? Why? Honestly, I don't know. What was the problem? Or what was the issue with having the T27 at Tier 8? I didn't have a problem with it. It was a decent tank. It wasn't amazing by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't broken by any means. It was just a decent medium tank. It was okay. It was all right. So why was it moved to T9? I have no idea. Now, I don't know if, again, the statistics of these changes have been changed. What I can tell you is, I can probably guarantee you when Reforged is officially released, they will be rebalanced to match the tiers that they are in. So that way, you're not at a disadvantage, basically. That's the idea. You don't want to put the players at a disadvantage by having them move to a tier above in that sort of, in retrospect. So, yes, there are certain tanks that have been shifted between tiers. As far as I can see, these are some of the ones that have been shifted: the T27, the TS60, the T2020, and most famous of all being the Kampfpanzer 70. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the tank that has been at T9 for such a long time, this was the first T9 premium tank, has now been shifted to T10. Yeah. Now, personally, I think it's a pretty good change. I think it's nice to have this at T10. However, that being said, at T9, it wasn't exactly an incredible tank. It wasn't something that, wow, this thing is broken, this thing's OP, like the Object 752. Instead, it's very good, but at T10, it needs to be rebalanced and it needs to be buffed to match the other tanks in its tier. Because if it isn't, well, you know, there isn't much else that we can do. As far as I can see, this is going to be a difficult play. It's going to be a difficult play. I haven't been able to play in terms of that. I'm going to try and get into a battle and see whether or not this is going to perform well or not. But again, by all retrospect, this is a tier 10 tank now. There are some of the tier 9 tanks, there are some of the tier 8 tanks that have been shifted around. I'll probably put a full list of them in the comments down below. But as I was saying, why did Wargaming feel the need to shift all of these tanks up a tier? What was the reason? I'd like to know what you guys think of this, what your opinions are on why you think Wargaming actually did this. Again, personally, I don't know the reason. I have no idea why they did and why they didn't do it. But again, who knows? Who knows? Also, can we just have a look here? This is Middleburg right now. I'm still in the battle screen, and yet, it's telling me the battle's already started. But I'm still in the battle screen. What's going on, Wargaming? What's going on? All right, here we go. So let's. Oh God's sake. Okay, so we got a bit of lag going on here. My phone is going nuclear, ladies and gentlemen. My phone is going nuclear. There are some people, you know, they're saying, oh, well, why is your phone going nuclear for if you're installing different things? Well, I'm not really installing anything right now. So, yeah, just let that be a lesson. Okay, this is very interesting. My phone is very hot. Albeit it is very hot outside as well. I am in my car right now. Let's have a look. And we are playing... Awesome. Good strike through their armor. Let's hope we can actually perform well. So, I'd like to know in the comments down below what you think of Wargaming shifting these tanks into different tiers. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think the Kampfpanzer 70 would perform very well at tier 10 and against tier 9 tanks? Or do you think it was, you know, pretty good the way it was at tier 9 versus tier 8 tanks? Because, you know, honestly, I quite liked it when it was at tier 8. At tier 9. It was a wonderful tank to play. Again, it wasn't broken by any stretch of the imagination, but, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, this Badger is going to be really annoying. I'm going to switch back to the APCR, smack him right there, try to get away from that concept on B, because I know he's going to kill me. Now, obviously, these are all bots. By the way, just so you know, these are bots. There isn't anyone on the test server right now, so do keep that in mind. Yeah, fine, I'll just wait for him to shoot that. It's still a bit buggy. It is better than Ultra Test 2. The gameplay is better than Ultra Test 2. But then again, it's a bit difficult to for God's sake, honestly. Yeah, I'll gladly take that. He's bounced quite a few shots already on me, so yeah, just keep that in mind. That being said, I want to know what your opinions are. Do you think, based on what you've seen, do you think it's a good idea to have the Kampfpanzer 70 at tier 10, the T2020 at tier 9? Do you think it's a good idea to have... Oh, God's sake, I'm going to get shit on right now. I am now dead. There you go. It's so difficult. I don't understand why. It's not as fluid as regular Blitz. I don't understand what it is, but it's just not as fluid. I'm trying to maneuver with my thumb. It just doesn't want to do it. I don't know what is wrong with Unreal Engine 5. It just doesn't... It feels unnatural. This is not supposed to be for a mobile game. This is supposed to be for a PC game or a console game. It feels unnatural. I'm trying to move my thumb around and it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. I don't know. I want to know when you guys manage to get into Ultra Test 2, which is Ultra Test 3, sorry. It's going to be released on October the 2nd. So stay tuned for that. As I said, this is basically a preview. I want to know how you guys feel about this Ultra Test. Are you guys able to play properly? Is there some kind of lag between you and if you're using mobile devices? Is it easier to maneuver? Like, what is wrong? What's going on? I want to know how you guys feel about all this, and of course, the tier changes as well. Some of the tanks that have been moved up and down a tier. I want to know what you think. I want to know your opinions on it, because honestly, oh my god, look how laggy it is. Look how laggy it is. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. All I'm doing is just recording gameplay. That's it. I'm not playing. I'm not downloading anything. I am not doing anything. All I am doing is just recording gameplay. And the thing is just lagging. Holy shit. Let's hope to God this bloody Type 71 actually does kill the Concept 1B. Oh my god. Or else we're going to be here all day. So, again, there are still a lot of things that need to be streamlined. There's still a lot of things that need to be addressed. There's still a lot of things that need to be spoken about and, of course, reworked. That being said, this Ultra Test 3 is a lot better than people give it credit for, I think. It's much, much better. Much better than what we've had previously. I think, it's going to be hard-pressed. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a lot of flaws with this. Again, like, look at this. I'm trying to freaking go back into the freaking garage. For God's sake. Why is it so laggy? Why is it so laggy, Wargaming? Please, for the love of God, just tell me. Don't tell me install the entire game and it will be fine. Like, I don't understand. I've installed most of the game and still it's so flippin' laggy, for God's sake. And I guarantee you it's not just my phone. I can guarantee you there'll be other devices that are going to struggle to like I'm just trying to get back from the battle screen on into my garage. Like, I know even in Dava Blitz, there's a slight lag when you press the button and into it. Awesome. But you get there pretty quickly. Why is it? I press the garage button, waiting, and then eventually it goes in. That's just, that is unstable right there. Unstable, kind of like my marriage. Anyway, let's look after yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know what you think in the comments down below. Please give me your opinions on what you think. I'd love to know what you feel after you're actually playing the Ultra Test 3. And as always, look after yourselves, look after your friends and family. Peace in the Middle East, everyone else in this beautiful world. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.